everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. I film videos about project panning, cruelty-free and vegan beauty and stuff like that. Today's video is going to be my 10th update for my Pantat palette this year. If you have been watching my Pantat palette update videos and if you have seen some other videos where I have been talking about panning, you maybe know that I'm kinda like fed up with this palette at this point, but I'm too stubborn. I don't want to quit when there is only 2 more months to go. I do have some decent progress and I do have updated goals, but after this year I'm not going to do year-long Pantat palette, at least in a while. Instead I will be doing 6-month-long Pantat palette where my goal will be to just hit as much pan as possible, because I feel the moment when this project got boring to me was when I had hit pan on all of the shades and I went for finishing shades. And I don't mean that I don't want to finish eyeshadows in future anymore, but I'm just saying that when I hit pan, I think I need to take a break and then return to finish the eyeshadows a little bit later when I have been using something else in between. So yeah, let's get into my update. Let me show you what my palette looked like last month. And this is what we are looking like right now. Okay, so as you most likely know by now, I have hit pan on all of these shades quite a long time ago. I think it was by May's update that I had hit pan on all of these shades. When I started this Pantat palette in December, I already then had hit pan on multiple shades, and by June's or May's update, I hit pan on the last shade. So since then I have just tried to finish shades. However, it has been a while since I have finished my last shade. The last shade that I have finished was Love Letter, and even that I didn't completely finish because mine got ruined when I repressed it after it shattered. It went so hard that it was impossible to use, so I had to declutter some of it. But let's go through shade by shade my uses. I have some really good progress with Golden Ochre. I have used it for 8 times during the past month, and that is what I do have as my transition shade today. And this shade is something that I do want to finish this year. I think it's really realistic to do, even though from now on I'm not only doing my Pantat palette, I'm also doing my palette of the month. And I'm trying to wear looks from my palette of the month, especially for filming, unless it is a Pantat palette update. But on everyday basis, especially if I'm doing eyeshadow for a morning shift, I can create looks with my Pantat palette and panning solitaire shades quite quickly. So that is when I try to prioritize using these shades that I still want to finish from this palette. So Golden Ochre is one of them. Good progress with that. With Antique Bronze, not so much. I have only used it once during the past month. Raw Sienna I have used also 8 times, and this is what I have in my crease today. Pretty much every time that I use Golden Ochre, I also do use Raw Sienna. I just think they go so well together. Raw Sienna was one of the shades that I wanted to finish in this project, but now I realize that it's not a realistic shade for me to finish. However, I really do like the eyeshadow, so after ending my Pantat palette, I will try to depot this palette. I don't know how well it's going to go because I have noticed that this formula is really powdery and I might have some casualties when I depot this, but I will try to depot it, and if I manage to depot Raw Sienna so that it's still good and not shattered, I will try to finish it somewhere next year. Then Burnt Orange. I have made really good progress with this shade too, and I have hit side pan on the bottom, and this shade I have used 12 times, so pretty good. And this is another shade that I still want to finish. I think it's really doable. There is more product here than there is in Golden Ochre, but you know, I think these 2 shades are realistic shades for me to finish this year, so that is my official goal. Red Ochre I haven't used once. I don't know what it is, because we are now really in season when I would be into this kind of shades, but I think it is because I have tried to focus on the shades that I'm trying to finish, and I don't know always if red ochre is the best shade to combine with those. Maybe it would be, but then I have been focused on Realgar, so I just haven't used red ochre, but it is a shade that I do want to keep when I depot this palette. Venetian red I have actually used once, and it was in my The Pip Box unboxing video. I had a look where I was combining some more orangey and warmer shades, and then I also put Venetian red to my crease. I actually quite liked the look, but yeah, only one use. This is a shade that I for sure want to keep after depotting this palette, so hopefully that doesn't break when I try to depot this. And then last but not least, Realgar I have used 11 times. It totally helped that I got Realgar in September in my Project 10 Uses roulette, and I was able to get the 10 uses up with Realgar within a month, so that I was able to roll it out already of my Project 10 Uses roulette. So yes, that helped. I will say with Realgar, even though I have used it 11 times, I don't think the progress is still that good. This is a really pigmented shade and you really do not need much. When some of the lighter shades I feel I use a little bit more if I use them in my crease, but with Realgar I don't need a lot. And for the most part I have been using Realgar in my outer corner. So yeah, that is where I'm going with this palette right now. My goals for the end of this year are to finish Golden Ochre and Burnt Orange. To be honest, I don't think I can be done with either of these shades by the next update. I probably could finish Golden Ochre, but I don't only want to focus on this. I also want to focus on Burnt Orange, so that in December I don't have to do only orange looks with this palette. So I want to still set some sort of goals. Maybe with Golden Ochre, let me show you it closer. With Golden Ochre I would love to clear the lower corner and only have product in the upper corner. Then it would be super easy to finish in December. And Burnt Orange, my goal will be to finish half. So the left half of the pan I would want to finish. And then I wouldn't have too much product left for December. So yeah, that is where I am with this palette right now. Some changes, but not huge changes. It's not a realistic palette for me to finish, but the shades that are left and that I cannot finish, I still like them so much that I do want to keep them, not just in this palette, because the biggest issue that I'm having with this palette is that it's not a complete palette anymore. I think it was Hailey that said that I basically have a crease palette at this point, and I couldn't agree with that more. This totally is just a crease palette. There's not lid shades, there's transition shades and crease shades. That was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you on my next one. Bye bye!